I'll just play the intro. Okay. Second time lucky, Sarah. All right, welcome everyone. I have Sara Garcia with us. Sara raced the Dakar earlier this year in unassisted category. 12 days, no mechanic. She had to do everything. And big congratulations, Sara, because you completed the Dakar. Now we're just going to touch over the financial side. Sara, could you tell us how you managed to put together the finances that you needed to be able to race Dakar this year?
It's difficult to find the budget because it's a huge amount to ride Dakar, but we look for sponsorship in a lot of sorts of business. We could find the help we need. I think it was a girl in an category had to do her own mechanics and all the stuff. I think it was such a good project. Luckily, we could find the finance.
Okay. Probably we looked at. Well, I looked at the entry fees. It's incredibly expensive, and each personnel that that riders choose to take along, plus a car or a camper. These are all added on to the costs. Do you think that? Well, one reason I suppose is why is it so expensive, Sara?
Well, Dakar is the most difficult race in the world. Maybe the most, with the race with more logistic, because we are a lot of riders, a lot of people working on them. There's a lot of logistic to make the race come true. So I think we pay a huge amount for having all that stuff for us. We have I think 8 helicopters, and we have 4 bivouacs because they are so huge. So they need 2 or 3 days to mount all the bivouac, and we have to pay that. I think it works because to have a helicopter, medical crew, a lot of things there. It's so nice and makes you feel safer. So I think it's pretty fine to pay for security and be healthy there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for sure. It has a history as well, which adds to the high profile. So how did you present your plan, if you like, to a sponsor? How did you present a package together, if you like? to raise the funds that you needed?
Well, we have a dossier. We call or maybe send an email to the maybe sponsor, and ask them about sitting both and explain the project, because I think it's so important to have this personal contact.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's really difficult because of COVID, but
Mm,
I
mm,
uh, so important to your sponsor to know you and your project really really well, because they will put their money for your project, so they should know it very very well, and you have to give them all the info, and all your enthusiastic, all your your heart. I gave my all to the project, all my free time,
mm.
and all I have to make my dream come true. And is that what I want to the sponsor know?
Okay. Um, when you first approached it, a sponsor for 2019, Sarah, that first Dakar in Peru, did you change anything from 2019 to 2020?
Yes, we always change something in our dossier. Uh, so we improve the part of marketing actions, because we find a lot of things to do with our sponsors, like talking to their workers,
Mm,
etc. So we improve that in our dossier, and also put like from here to here you have these actions, from here to here you have these ones. So just to put the budget on a rank and put actions on them.
okay. Did you find did you find it challenging to put across what you wanted to do, or was it easy, or yeah, how difficult was it?
Yeah, it's always difficult. We are riders, we are not sellers. So what we love is to race and to be on our motorbike. So sorry, I have a goal. I have a goal. Sorry. So it's difficult for us. It's not our really work. So we really don't like this part usually.
Yeah, yeah. And I think but do you think, Sarah, that as you got used to that role of marketing yourself, really, to be able to race, um, do you feel a little bit more comfortable with it now?
Yeah, for sure. As I told you, each year you learn a little more and you improve your skills about selling your project. I
Mm,
think it's so important for my job. For example, I could learn some skills on my sport career that I could get with my job. So it's wonderful for me
mm,
because I'm learning the skills on the motorbike, skills about selling a project. So
yeah, yeah. You always, you always are so enthusiastic, even when it's unknown areas of knowledge. I think it's quite amazing. When Okay, I'm just going to put up. Let's bring in some of the people who are watching. So I've got. I don't know whether you know these are fans. I suppose, Sarah, and and from Josie as well. So that, yeah, it's nice. Okay. Now you chose the unassisted category. Um, was that purely a budget decision?
Yeah. Yes, not the whole parts, but it was well. We want to go to Dakar, and we couldn't pay assistance. So the only way to go was in an assistance category, and also we could get our project bigger because it's a big risk. No woman have done the assisted category in my first year, so it was different. No, that's positive for a project. So we just go through it.
Yeah, yeah. When you made that decision, in the first year, in the 2019, and you had misfortune, but then 2020, you started afresh, and it was a new venue as well in Saudi Arabia. Um, were sponsors keen to support you being the only female in unassisted category?
Yes, they. I think a lot of my time with my sponsors, as I told you, to let them know myself and also the project, and to believe in me.
Mm,
It's a hard project, and I knew it could be possible to not get to the finish line. So it break for a year. Maybe I could be a lucky girl and finish my first year, but it was so difficult, and so it was.
yeah,
My sponsors, a lot of them, have been in both years in the 2 years of my Dakar.
yeah. Okay. I'll just play a. This was actually put together before you actually raced, but it gives viewers a little bit of background info, going back to 2019 as well. So I'll just put that up now.
In Dakar Rally, there are a lot of hard situations. These extreme conditions are the most that affect us as riders, because I think Dakar Rally is like a 70% psychological race. You could be so trained, but if your mind says no, you won't go through the finish line.
So I suppose, Sarah, one thing comes to mind is you spend a lot of time putting all the paperwork, the monetary side together. Do you feel like it takes you away from training?
It was so hard for me, but when you are in this motorsports world, you have to think about not getting your goal, because there's a lot of people wanting to be in this place, and also the for example in Dakar, it's a really difficult race. So maybe you could it's it doesn't matter how long have you been pushing so hard for your goal. Maybe it couldn't take to the finish line. So you have to be mentally prepared. And what I in last year, also to prepare my body, but the most part I've been preparing my mind, because it's the strongest part on this race, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And with your engineering, with your your background, in your outside work, and you're a mechanic, um, can you tell us about the bike and how familiar you are and comfortable that um, you felt in going racing for 12 days consecutively?
Yeah. First
It's
year,
a huge, yeah, it's a huge task, Sarah. Yeah.
yeah, first year was a little bit more difficult, because we know the bike, but we haven't done the kilometers we would love to have done.
Hmm.
You always want to train more, to do more kilometers, to
Mm,
know more mechanics. So this first Dakar, I think we learned a lot about the bike, because we have a enduro bike with a kit of rally, so it's a little Frankenstein, and you have to ride a lot to know what would be broken maybe, or
mm,
problem. So after our first Dakar, it was perfect for know a lot about the mistakes we have done with the bike. So
mhm,
we that mistakes about the kit, rally kit,
mhm.
and for we were really prepared.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And and you were when you were coming in at the end of each stage, um, you couldn't just leave the bike to the mechanic to fix, and then you can go and have a shower and have a meal. No. So can you talk us through when you came back, when you finished each stage and you got to the bivouac, what 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 were your what were the things that you had to do before you could sleep?
Well, almost the bike is the most important thing, because without she, I couldn't get to my finish line. So, for example, we have had 2 hours in a whole Dakar, so it's we have no time, so we have to spend it on really important. So we arrive from the States, and we start with the mechanic. We just put our jacket and our chest protection off, and with all the stuff, with the boots and our protections, all the stuff, we start doing our mechanics. If we haven't something strange, that you fell off on the stage or you broke something, it take like 1 hour and a half or 2 hours to do our maintenance. So do our maintenance, and then we change our clothes, go to have something to eat, and then we have to put our tent and all the stuff to get to sleep. Then we go to the briefing and go to sleep because at 4 a.m. more or less we are getting awake.
Wow. So what are you looking at? How many hours sleep per night, Sarah? Like 5, 6?
5, yes.
5.
On a day we sleep 6 hours.
Wow. Okay. Do you think those first stages 1 to 6 up to the rest day, did you feel it was compounding? So by the time you got to stage 5 and stage 6, tiredness was setting in, Sarah? Like how did you feel?
Well, the most difficult race in the world because of the number of days it is. I think if it would be like 3 days race, everyone could finish it. But you should be mentally strong enough to resist the whole 12 stages. Always in each day you will have at least one problem, so you have to be prepared to solve it and to be calm enough so to resolve and keep going all the stages. For sure the last days are so difficult because you're so tired, but also you start feeling like it's a normal thing, to be like
Okay.
10 hours motorbike.
Wow.
So sleep less, and it's just the normal thing. So the last days, your mind is very prepared to face that days.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Now I'm just going to put up some comments. They're in Spanish, Sarah, so I don't know what they say. You'll have to help me. Here's from Carlos.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what this is.
Manda menos, Jordan, que le pedí el año pasado. Oh, pues, I don't know what he's talking about, because he's talking about sending some Jordan, but I don't know.
Okay. Okay. I put another one up. This is from Angel. Where are you from? I know that one.
From Zamora, it's a little town of Castilla y León in Spain.
Okay,
So
lovely. Okay.
you
This is from, I don't know what this is either.
se oye chueco. I think that's not Spain Spanish, because it's a word like, I think it's South American or
Oh,
something.
South America. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to play the second part of that film clip, which just finishes off. But it was done before you actually raced this year, so I'll just put that up now.
We have a Yamaha 450 model. It's a really light bike because it's not like a huge rally bike. I don't have assistance. I have to be my own mechanic. So when I finish my stage, I should do the maintenance of the model. For sure, I want to finish it, but this year I want to have a lot of fun.
So let's just I'd like to hear a bit more about the bike, Sarah, and how you how did it handle the terrain, because nobody had raced Saudi Arabia for the Dakar. Were you pleased? Were there issues? Was it challenging?
Yeah, well, it was challenging because we have a lot of sorts of terrain, but for me it was better than the Peruvian Dakar, because my first Dakar was so in the dust and in so soft dunes, so
Yeah.
it's technical. You have to imagine we were on more or less 100 position in bikes, so it
Mm,
means that we have 100 bikes
mm,
before, and also like 10 or 20 cars, and five to eight tracks. So the track was really hard, and it was so technical. But this Arabian Dakar, it was better for me because we have the first week a lot of hard terrain, like stony one,
yeah.
um, and hard. And I think it was more similar to Spanish tracks,
Okay.
and I'm more comfortable riding on tracks. Uh, the second part of the Dakar was at dunes, but we have a lot of there's nothing on the track.
Mm,
It's all plain. Yes, it's a little bit sandy, but it was easier for me than my first year. So I
mm.
prefer Arabia country.
Okay. Um, Now after the rest day, they put in you have the marathon stage where all riders are no assistance, um, which was good, Sarah. It kept a level playing field.
Yeah, for it was another more. We are always like that.
um, did you smile? Did you smile on that going into that stage, because all the other riders had to?
Yeah,
How did you feel for the marathon stage?
it was funny to see all the other riders being like you. I really enjoy this stage because we are all equal. Well, there's always some differences, but we have no assistance. Everyone, and we are all sleeping in the same part, all eating, having our dinner in the same tent. So it's really nice for me to have this contact with top riders.
Yes, and Did you think that by the time you got to the marathon stage, did you feel as if you were just hanging out for that final stage because it was towards the end? How did you feel physically by then?
Well, I think in Dakar you could not think about, oh, I am going through the final line. There's three stages more. You have to go day by day because each day it's an adventure and a lot of things could happen. So you should
Mm,
go day
mm,
by day, working hard and riding softly because we have to take care about our mechanic
mm,
because we have no mechanic to fix the whole bike for all stages.
yeah.
So to think about each stage
Okay.
to survive another day more.
Hmm. Um, do you think because there were approximately 500 riders at the beginning, and I think there were about 88 withdrawals, and in the Motul Originals class, you were 22nd, and there were 27 who actually finished. You were the only female. Um, what was there? Did you feel like you gained an increase in your profile, Sarah, having actually crossed that finish line at stage 12?
Yeah, for sure, it's a goal you achieve. It's
Mm,
uh, it's better for your profile, because you
yeah.
increase it, and also for yourself. It's like,
Mm,
hey, I've done it. For for example, it was so important to finish this year because I was working for 2 years, my whole free time on this project.
mm,
And I have a lot of injuries on my first year of Dakar preparation. So I was thinking about quitting because it's so hard,
yeah.
it for me it starts to be not worthy. So
Mm,
my mind my mind was so important to finish this year to
yeah.
prove myself. I was able to do that.
Yeah. Okay. So the importance of finishing for yourself, that's number one. And then of course you can turn to your sponsors and provide basically a wonderful achievement. And do you think, Sarah, it gives your sponsors, um, oh, I don't know how to say it in Spanish, but credibility, because they have backed you as a rider, and and you did achieve the goals that you said you would. Um, so do you get it back from the sponsor that they believed in you as well?
Yes, sometimes it's difficult uh, to to make feel your sponsors your project, because
Mm,
sometimes there are people that doesn't know anything about
yeah,
Dakar.
yeah,
More so it's difficult to make them know that it's a huge project, and
mm,
that's difficult. So maybe it it won't be real, you know.
Yeah.
But finishing this year, I think they will uh, handle me for other projects, because I've showed that I was working so hard, and
Mm.
it's possible to do these crazy things.
Now, what about moving? I know this year is not normal, and so many disruptions. I do see the rally of Morocco is going ahead. What do you have any plans trying to put things together, Sarah? I mean, would you love to race Dakar in 2021?
Yeah, for sure. We are working on Dakar 2021, and also to prepare the race, because all our races during the year were canceled
Mm-hmm.
till the end of September.
Okay.
So we have a difficult year ahead, but we could handle it. So that, that will be no problem. If we find the sponsors, we will be on the start line, Dakar 2021 for sure.
Wow. Okay. And will there be when you've got that side of it confirmed, Sarah, will you approach 2021 Dakar any differently than this year?
What? Sorry, I
Will
didn't hear.
you when you've got the confirmation for the monetary side, will your training, the bike setup, will you change anything going into next year?
Well, we already don't know, because it depends on the budget we have.
Okay.
But we are working as we have the budget already, and we are putting all we have on the bike, and training really really hard for be a little bit better on next Dakar.
Okay. Okay. And perhaps finally, it is the highest extreme rally in the world, Sarah, but there will be I know there are some female riders, and you met a New Zealand girl earlier this year who Rachel Archer, who races the GNCC over in America. Um, are there do you have any suggestions for some of these young women who may look at the Dakar in a number of years, um, looking back on how you made that progression? Are there any steps that you would suggest that they go through before hitting that goal?
Yeah, I think they don't have to be obsessed with that race, because if you work hard for it, you will race
Mm,
it sometime in your life. So
mm,
just do your work and it will come. Also, I think the best tip I could tell, it's that they should prepare mentally really, really good, because I think
mm,
it's a part that the riders have they didn't put the attention
mm.
they should put,
Okay.
and for Dakar, it's really important.
Yeah. Okay. And the marketing side, Sarah. do you think these young women should, because that's not given enough attention either, until later on. What would you suggest for that?
Well, it's the best would be to have a person that it's experience on that
Mm,
place,
mm,
and the marketing plans and all the stuff, and you could just train and write your motto and do
mm,
your mechanics and stuff. But for example, in here I couldn't find any person that do that for me with the budget
oh,
I have,
okay.
so I have to do it myself. And just you have to just to see a lot of dossiers and others people works and how they did it, and
Mm,
ask, just don't be afraid of asking
yeah.
sponsors or other riders how to do it this, and
Mm,
just learn, because it's a new thing
yeah.
for the, so just learn.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much. I'm so
So,
I'm I'm so pleased we managed to. Yeah, I'm so pleased we managed to get it. Um, Sarah, you have such a wealth of knowledge and experience, and you are a role model for young women and
thank
guys as well. It's it's quite an impossible race, really.
but
um,
most difficult stage is what I named stage zero. That is to go through the start line. I think it's the worst one.
well, I see David Castera. He put there's 200 days left before 2021. Okay, and we will keep in touch. Yes, yes,
Yeah, for sure. Come on me.
yeah. Okay, and muchas gracias for your time.
Ah, de nada.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.